Hello and welcome to another edition of News Showcase. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. The Calcutta High Court has cancelled the appointment of thousands of teachers in schools funded by the government in West Bengal state. The court said all appointees since 2016 should also return their salaries with a 12% interest within 4 weeks. The court's decision is expected to affect more than 25,000 teachers appointed by the regional government. Reports quoting the court's order said there was malpractice in the recruitment process. The court also ordered federal investigator, the CBI, to further probe the appointments. Just one appointee was exempted from the court's order on humanitarian grounds because she is being treated for cancer. The state government of Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is expected to appeal against the move in the Supreme Court. Hong Kong has ordered a ban on Indian spice brands, MDH, and Everest food products. The ban follows a similar move by Singapore last week. The ban is linked to traces of ethylene oxide, a carcinogenic pesticide, which is said to have been found in the spice mix sold by the two companies. Reports said Hong Kong's Center for Food Safety discovered the presence of ethylene oxide, a Group 1 carcinogen, in 3 spice mixes from MDH Group and the fish curry masala sold by Everest Group. In the wake of these findings, both Hong Kong and Singapore have taken measures to protect public health. This is not the first instance of international action against an Indian spice brand. In 2023, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration ordered a recall of Everest food products over the presence of salmonella. Tata Consultancy Services has emerged as the best company to work in India. In ratings released by the career-centered social media company LinkedIn, TCS, which is regularly featured on LinkedIn's rankings, was the only Indian company in the top 5 category. The ranking prioritizes companies that are committed to their employees' professional growth. Accenture India, a subsidiary of the global professional services company Accenture, came second, and Cognizant India, known for its wide range of services and global delivery capabilities, took the third place. It was followed by Macquarie Group, a company specializing in investment banking, asset management, and financial advisory services, and Morgan Stanley, a leading global financial services firm with a strong presence in India, was in 5th place. The rankings are based on factors such as promotion rates and skill development among employees. As the summer heat intensifies across India, a report says it is not just humans, but birds are also affected. Surging temperatures in Delhi have made birds fall ill due to dehydration and lack of water and shelter. A senior consultant at the Charity Birds Hospital said it expects an increase in the number of birds affected by heat stroke. Many birds don't survive the harsh conditions, and the hospital sees nearly 15 cases of birds with heat stroke daily. On an average, the hospital receives about 40 birds a day, with various ailments besides heat strokes. For those who keep birds as pets, the expert advised the public to regularly change the water they leave out for the birds and to use earthen pots to keep the water. A report by the U.S. Congress says India was among the top source countries for new U.S. citizens in the year 2022. It said nearly 66,000 Indians became citizens of the U.S., making it the second largest after Mexico. The report said of the estimated 46 million foreign-born individuals in the U.S., about 53% are naturalized citizens. It also said many of the Indian-born foreign nationals in the U.S. are currently ineligible for citizenship. The report highlights a reduction in the backlog of naturalization applications. According to the report, Mexico topped the list for foreign-origin U.S. citizens, followed by India, Philippines, Cuba, and the Dominican Republic. To become eligible for naturalization, an applicant should be a lawful permanent citizen of the U.S. for at least 5 years. President Mohamed Muizzu's People's National Congress has won a landslide victory in the Maldives parliamentary election, securing 66 out of 93 seats. The main opposition, the Maldivian Democratic Party, won only 15 seats. The election results are expected to be ratified within a week. The win is seen as an endorsement of Muizzu's pro-China stance and his intent to reduce India's influence in the Maldives. The supermajority will allow the president to carry out constitutional amendments. Muizzu, who came to power last year, ordered a small contingent of India troops to leave the country, which strained ties with New Delhi. He has also signed several investment agreements with China and a military assistance agreement for non-lethal weapons and training for Maldivian security forces. At least 7 people have died in a racing accident in Sri Lanka, which also caused injuries to more than 20 others. The incident at the Fox Hill Supercross race occurred when a car veered off course and hit spectators on the side of the unguarded track shortly after another car had overturned. The victims included race officials and spectators, including an 8-year-old girl. There were 10,000 spectators at the time of the event in Diatalawa. A police investigation is underway, and the crash sparked criticism on social media over the lack of safety barriers on parts of the track. The event, run by the Sri Lankan Automobile Sports Association since 1993, was the first in 5 years due to pandemic restrictions and economic issues. About 60,000 people have been evacuated in China after heavy rainfall caused massive flooding in Guangdong province. At least 11 people have been reported missing in the floods triggered by several days of torrential rains. Footage showed vast areas of land submerged under the floodwaters, with rescuers transporting people in waist-deep water on lifeboats. More than 1 million homes in the province lost power during the course of the weekend. Flights were cancelled at the main city of Guangzhou, and schools were closed in at least 3 cities in the province. A number of significant rivers have been overflowing, and authorities are keeping an eye on dangerously high water levels. On Monday, authorities issued a warning that a river in the north might hit its highest level in 100 years, but the forecast was withdrawn. The United Arab Emirates is bracing for more rain starting Monday, a week after a record downpour in Dubai, which was the heaviest in 75 years. The National Center of Meteorology has said that the upcoming showers will be moderate and not as intense as last week's deluge. The weather is expected to improve by Wednesday, with a temperature drop of 5 to 7 degrees. The fresh spell of rain is expected to progress eastward towards the mountains. It said the cloud cover is expected to move outside the UAE towards Oman by Wednesday morning. Last week's extreme weather event, which also affected Oman, has been attributed to human-led global warming. Such rainfall is uncommon in the UAE, known for its hot desert climate and soaring summer temperatures. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to oppose U.S. plans to cut funding to its military over human rights violations in the West Bank, an Israeli-occupied area in Palestine. According to reports, U.S. sanctions are aimed at Netza Yehuda, a unit of the Israeli army operating in the West Bank. Israel insists the unit had operated in line with international law. A U.S. news outlet quoting 3 American sources with knowledge of the situation said Secretary of State Anthony Blinken was expected to take action against the military unit in the coming days. It would be the first time ever the U.S. would be cutting aid to the Israeli army, its primary ally in the Middle East. Recently, the U.S. ordered sanctions on Ben-Zion Gopstein, an Israeli activist, accused of encouraging violence in the West Bank. President Volodymyr Zelensky has thanked the U.S. House of Representatives for approving a fresh $61 billion package of military assistance for Ukraine, which comes after a delay of 6 months. Both nations believe that without American help, Ukraine would lose the war. Once the aid is delivered, it might be able to challenge Russia's air power, disrupt their supply routes, and impede their advance. The aid is thought to contain artillery shells, mid- to long-range missiles, and air defense systems. The aid does not mean Ukraine will be able to push back Russian forces and reclaim lost territory, but it will provide new opportunities to turn the direction of the war. The Russian invasion is in its 3rd year, with strong signs that Ukraine has become weaker in the conflict. Electric car maker Tesla has reduced its prices in several major markets, including the US, China, and Germany, amid declining sales and a reported drop in global vehicle deliveries. The price cuts across several models come amidst an intensifying price war among electric vehicle manufacturers, with strong competition from Chinese companies. Tesla's decision has intensified a price war in the electric vehicle segment, affecting profit margins. The company has also been slow to update its older models, while competitors have introduced cheaper alternatives. In signs of further distress, Tesla has announced plans to lay off over 10% of its global workforce and recalled thousands of its new Cybertrucks due to safety concerns. The company's shares have dropped by more than 40% since the beginning of the year. Thank you for watching. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. Do tune in, same time tomorrow, for a roundup of the latest news and updates in India and around the world.